Wade?
I am.
And Mr. Wade was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to evading detention with a motor vehicle. This is cause number 250027. I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Are there any additions or corrections?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
Not from the state.
All right, Mr. Wade, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 6 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, this is an excellent opportunity because you do not have a felony conviction on your record. And if you successfully complete the probation, at the end, the case is dismissed. You'll never be a convicted felon. The other side of that is if you violate any conditions of probation, you can be brought back into court. You could be convicted of the offense and sentenced to prison for up to 10 years. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you much.
Yes, sir. Jamie Story.
Yes. Yeah.
Jamie Story.
I'm just gonna enter, please.
Okay.
True.
And set it for hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it's just, I think she's not contesting. I just think we probably need the court to maybe determine the amount of time
Okay.
on the revocation.
We'll get an updated report. Okay. You would think that word would start getting out there about the behavior and that there's actual consequences. Oh, yeah.
And I just chewed him out back there. So
Well,
yeah, he's prepared.
he's Good morning. Are you Jamie Story? And Ms. Holmes, will your client waive the formal reading of the motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Story, the best you can, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, ma'am. You can put your hand down. And this is cause number 231546. And in that case, Ms. Story, I have a motion to revoke your community supervision. Shows that you were placed on probation February 25th of 2025 for the offense of theft of property, a state jail felony, and that was, and I guess there must have been some priors as well because it was a 10-year sentence that was probated for 10 years. Is that correct?
I noted back in May 24, she pled to the full indictment, which made it at that point to third degree.
Thank you, Ms. Malfino. The motion alleges that you violated your probation. Count 1 alleges that you violated because you failed to report to the probation office as ordered February 28th of 2025. And is that true or not true? I'm sorry, speak up, please. Count 2 alleges that you failed to work faithfully at suitable employment and provide verification of that. And is that true or not true? Count 3 alleges that you failed to immediately report to the probation officer your contact information. Is that true or not true? Okay. Count 4 alleges that you failed to provide verification of performing the community service hours as required. Is that true or not true? Count 5 alleges that you failed to complete the mental health evaluation and follow any recommendations of that. Is that true or not true? Count 6 alleges that you failed to provide verification of completing the theft prevention class. And is that true or not true? And then finally, count 7 alleges that you are behind in your court assessed fees just by $100. Is that true or not true? Did you enter your pleas of true to counts 1 through 7 freely and voluntarily? And did you plead true to those counts because they're all actually true? All right, then I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of true to counts 1 through 7 freely and voluntarily. Find those counts true. Find sufficient evidence to revoke your probation. However, I'm going to reset your case for a sentencing hearing. Ask the probation department to do an updated report that'll give me more information about what's been going on while you've been on probation. Anything that you think is important for me to know, get that information, excuse me, to Ms. Holmes, and she'll present it to me on your behalf when we come back. I did that on night too last night. Okay. It's unagreed, yes, ma'am. Let's see, Miss Holmes, you have Stephanie Martin.
Judge, I'm working on the paperwork. The cabinet was.
Okay, I'll hold that until that's ready. Thanks. And Daniel Martin, is he is she in the back? Is Miss Holmes working on something in the back?
She was in the back.
On Daniel Martin?
Yes, Your Honor.
You good over there? Do y'all need a minute? Christopher Bushnell? And so Mr. Bushnell has two cases, an evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle and engaging in organized criminal activity, and cause numbers 25-0112 and 0113. There was previously an agreement, motion, I'm sorry, and a plea agreement for 10-year deferred probation. We were here because of the issues in the jail. I rejected that because if I were going to go along with that, I was going to order the ISF. And so we're back here. And then, so let me ask you, I should tell you what's bad is when I remember stuff, Mr. Bushnell. Your birthday's in October, right? No, December. So, so we're getting close, but here's the problem, Mr. Bushnell. So you were here May 6th, right? And I didn't accept these plea agreements, and I got pretty upset with you because of what had been going on in jail, right? And what did I tell you?
Back with no write-ups.
You know how many write-ups you've gotten since May 6th? You want to take a guess? Too many to count. Too many to count. May 6th, you got, since then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 more. Fighting, same things. Fighting, not following the rules, calling names. I mean, same thing. You don't like following rules, do you?
I do.
You do?
Yes,
What part of calling a correctional officer the names that you've been calling is appropriate?
it's not.
It's not. So why would you keep doing it after I told you? I told you, go just be good for a month. 1 month, be good, follow the rules. And it's one thing if you've got another inmate running up on you fighting and that was your excuse. If the jury wants to see all this and give you probation after that, that's going to be up to them. I'm not doing it. Go back with the bailiff. We'll set your case for, well, let me do this. Ms. Holmes has been appointed as your attorney, and she's one of the attorneys who handles a lot of cases for me as a court-appointed attorney. What I can do is release her and appoint a new attorney who can begin preparation for trial. Do you want me to do that? Or do you want to keep Ms. Holmes? All right, Ms. Holmes, get ready for trial. And let me tell you what you're doing. You're making her job hard. She's trying to help you. I wanted to try to help you. if you came in today and didn't have all this nonsense, I'm looking at it over and over, calling them the B word, not doing what you're supposed to, saying, I don't care, write me up, I don't care. If you don't care, then I don't care. Because I tried last time when we had this conversation. So your case is going on the trial docket, and again, we'll let a jury decide what to do with you. Go back with the bailiff.
All right, let's talk about that. This hearing had just about every flavor of courtroom conduct you can imagine, starting with Judge Raquel West displaying her hallmark patience, though you could see she was also running out of runway for it by the end. First up, we saw Mr. Wade, who pleaded guilty to evading detention with the motor vehicle. Judge West methodically confirmed that everything was in order. The plea was entered freely. The pre-sentence report had been reviewed by everyone, and the agreement with the district attorney would be honored. You could tell she wanted to give Mr. Wade a fair shot at success. She emphasized that 6 years of probation was a real opportunity to avoid a felony record if he stayed on track. Her demeanor was measured and genuinely encouraging, but she also made it crystal clear that the other side of the deal could mean up to 10 years in prison if he slipped up. Mr. Wade seemed respectful and attentive, nodding along and acknowledging the stakes with a thank you much, which was probably the most composed moment of the morning. Then things took a turn when Jamie's story appeared on the docket. Miss Story admitted to no fewer than 7 probation violations, ranging from failing to report and work to skipping classes and falling behind on court costs. When asked if all those allegations were true, she quietly admitted each one. Judge West stayed calm but plainly disappointed, reading through the counts and confirming that Miss Story had pled true because, as she put it, they're all actually true. Instead of sentencing on the spot, the judge showed some grace and reset the matter so probation could update the report, perhaps hoping that additional background might explain what led Miss Story so far off course. But if you thought that was tense, Mr. Bushnell closed the show with a performance that really underlined why some cases just end up going to trial. He was facing charges of evading arrest and engaging in organized criminal activity, and had already blown a chance of probation because of his conduct in jail. Judge West reminded him she had told him to behave for just 1 month. 1 month, and he racked up 11 more write-ups for fighting, cursing, refusing orders, and generally doing exactly the opposite. Even Mr. Bushnell didn't bother sugarcoating it, admitting there were too many infractions to count. When the judge offered to appoint a new attorney for trial prep, he declined, sticking with his current lawyer. You could feel Judge West's frustration. She tried to help him, but his own words, "I don't care," were pretty much the nail in the coffin. So now he is headed for a jury trial, and it's hard to imagine that a panel of citizens is going to look kindly on all those documented outbursts. Overall, this was a hearing that showed both the compassion and the limits of the court's patience. Judge West was professional throughout fair, but direct when defendants weren't holding. Up their end of the bargain, some folks came ready to take responsibility. Others were halfway there, and one seemed determined to prove he could self-sabotage with impressive consistency. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone.